Sitting here in Media, Delaware County, at the courthouse, which is planted in the heart of Media, Pennsylvania. This is where the law is supposed to be upheld. The law is for the lawless. What do you do when they are the ones that are wrong? And you go to every entity you can possibly go to for help, and there isn't any help. You file every complaint you can possibly file with the state, with the county. You have appeals, and definitely here in Media, no one has the balls to overturn what another judge decides on. This place, when I look at it every time I drive here in Media, Pennsylvania, it looks like a slave plantation planted in the heart of what they call everyone's hometown. If this is everyone's hometown, I wouldn't want to live here. They think that the county has a bad reputation because they're strict on the law, they're stern on the law, but not at all. They have that reputation because they're racist, they're prejudiced. They do whatever they want and no one stops them. Now I'm here and I'm sitting across from the child support court, where started over a year ago. So say the fall of 2021. We're fresh out of the pandemic. My youngest son, who's a single father, had his own business, lost his business, became homeless, and moved in with my husband and I. While he had his business, he had a young lady, he was dating. She was helping him with the business. They separated. She had a child, and she wasn't happy about it, but that's that. File for child support. So come here to Delaware County, because apparently they issued a child support plea. Judge Love entered a plea and allowed the woman to receive, or this is her order, like $700 per month for the baby. My son appealed that because they never sent anything to our home, and my address has been on file for years, so nothing ever came to the home. Anything, if it would have come, I would have seen, I would have let him know, and we would have addressed the issue, because I'm all about addressing the issue and taking care of what needs to be taken care of. They never sent anything. So Judge Rashida Love entered the plea and $700. He came here to file for a reduction. Well, she called him a liar. She ignored tax returns, and she increased it by $500 and made him 100% liable for the child as far as daycare, for everything. So now the child support is $1,200 per month. Most Americans can't afford rent that much, let alone to live somewhere and pay that as well. Judge Love is a liar. I know her to be a liar because she lied on me in 2017, had my cell phone taken away from me, which I still have the receipt, and it's in this courthouse because Judge Capuzzi had several sheriffs take me to the DA's office, the basement, and told me they would give my cell phone back. It was a work cell phone. If I signed the paper giving up my constitutional rights, which I may have a gorgeous tan that lasts all year, but I'm not stupid. How many other people do they take and put that paper in front of? How many black people? How many people on probation? And they actually sign it. But back to child support court. For the past 3 months, today is March the 8th, 2023. Starting in December the 8th. It's been this vicious cycle that my son, he pays what he can for child support. It's not enough. They issue a warrant for his arrest. Come here to straighten out the warrant, and it's a cycle that goes around and around. Last time that happened, I got this horrible call, Judge Malone. My son had $500 to pay his child support. He calls on the phone, I'm on speaker, I hear someone yelling in the background, go to the bank and get out $1,000 and bring it here cash by 4:30. I'm like, who is this? Like, who is talking to me? Who called someone home? And it's just 100% ignorant. Judge Malone was. Get here by 4:30 or we're taking him to George W. Hill. I arrive at 3:40. They already sent my son to Hill. So he's a liar too. You go to one entity, you pay, you go back with the receipt. Okay, we'll let him out 9 o'clock this evening. 3 days later, they issue another warrant for his arrest. I'm not playing this game with them. My children are not their play toy, their plaything. We are not slaves. You can't just do whatever it is that you want to people and think that harassing them and putting your foot on their neck and their throats is going to make things better. Now remember, we're coming out of 2 years of people not working. I'm a business owner. My business take as many other business owners out there. Your business has suffered also. But they don't care. Judge Love is like, go get another job. You can make more money. Work 2 jobs. Now granted, he's 100% liable for this one child, for child support. I'm sorry, yes, for child support, daycare and all. The mother is 0% liable. She does not work, lives in public housing, and she's driving around in a brand new Audi. Another thing, whenever my youngest comes and welfare has an attorney for her on her behalf, we can't afford one. And one is needed, is necessary, because we have done everything on our own. Like I said, appeals, but no one wants to hear it. In court, the public assistance attorney is, oh, the poor baby needs a special daycare center, etc., etc., because the child has a facial wound. The baby was shot in the face. The part they leave out is that the child was shot in the face while the mother had the child, and she left the baby home with a 10-year-old with a loaded gun. Well, of course, she still has the baby. Our DA, he did nothing about that. But none of that comes up, in court, because men are scum. Black men are definitely scum. But all men are deadbeats. None of them take care of their children. They're all horrible because this is the way that they treat all men in child support court. Whenever you have an appeal, again, no other judge will rule on that. So you go back, be in front of the judge who gave the original order. My son came, Judge Nushrat. She ruled against my son. Said no, she's not changing the order. The reason, and all this is documented, the reason being he didn't show up. You don't show up for court, they rule against you, right? The problem is, we were here. I drove him here. I got thrown out of her courtroom that day, and I did a live video in this very courtyard of me being thrown out of the courtroom. But here it is, yet she lies again. Judge Rashida Nushrat Love should be disbarred. She's a liar. She has fraudulently documented the information pertaining to child support. She ignores the IRS tax returns. They conveniently inform you of hearings when they want, and when they don't want, Then they jam you up and you have another warrant. Then there's a pissant inside here. Tyler Street, the warrant division. See, it's something about people when they're here, they take their jobs and they believe that they are God and they are not. My son, when he called to try and straighten out, like, I just paid money. The IRS sent thousands to you from the tax return. He just gets smart with him and tells my son how lucky he is. You're lucky that I haven't sent anyone to your home. Well, I'm making this because I don't know if this recording is either going to be a testimony of mine or this may be the last time that anyone actually hears from me. Because this place, they are capable of doing everything and anything. The past 2 Thursdays, and today is Wednesday, so I expect that they'll do it again tomorrow, Thursday. The past 2 Thursdays, they have sent 6 armed sheriffs to my home to arrest my son. Last week, my neighbors, when they told me, yes, it was 6 sheriffs again, they surrounded my home. They're in my yard, so they don't even understand their own warrants. Why are you in my yard? And they showed up with a Lower Chichester police officer. Tomorrow, I plan on waiting for them outside with my camera. You knock on my door. If I'm home, I answer. The first time they came, my husband answered the door. They had 6 armed sheriffs. Side of my house, the rear of my home. Why? That's a bit excessive for child support, because it wasn't until after I said something, when my husband opened the door, did one say, oh, it's just child support. So why 6 officers? Because we're black? What, you think, what, we're animals, we're slaves? Slave days are over. I've never been anyone's slave, ever, and I don't plan on being one now. What do you do? Because the law is for the lawless. But the ones in this building wearing the robes, they may as well be wearing hoods on their heads because they act just the same. This is the most racist, prejudicial place I have ever encountered. And if you have any objections or denial, or you're not aware of how they are, I dare you, go to any courtroom. I have been threatened with physical violence here. Judge Scanlon threatened to throw my mother in jail. She's in her 80s, a cancer survivor. Judge Bradley, he accepts coerced pleas that he knows is coerced. He's probably one of the worst. But Judge Love, she knows exactly who I am. I knew her when she was an attorney, using the name Rashida Nusrat, because she lied to Judge Capuzzi and had my cell phone taken away. The whole sign, you're away my constitutional rights, they give it back. I have a receipt. They still have my phone. I'm getting my phone back. But what do? When the law is the problem? What do? Shapiro as AG, I have emailed, I have mailed over the years, and his response has always been, it's not my department. So until we can get enough money in order to hire an attorney, then we'll come and we'll do it, because they just keep extorting for more money. You bring 500, no, bring more, or you go to jail. No, I'm off of this hamster wheel. Been dealing with them and issues for too long. Enough. This is no one's hometown. I wouldn't move here to save my life. Media, Delaware County, in Pennsylvania, is the worst place for anyone to even drive